A chilly morning from Pang Boucher. It's the clearest morning yet. It is below zero for sure. It was last night, maybe a couple of degrees above right now, but it is cold. And I can finally see in clarity some of the spectacular peaks. And these are only the ones that are around 7,000 meters. Everest being at over 8. Still another 1,000 to go for these guys. I've got 7 kilometers to Ding Boucher, and that's an acclimatization stop. You should only be doing about 500 meters in elevation a day to acclimatize. I think it's a steady climb to get there, about 400 or 500 meters over 7K, so it hopefully isn't too steep and grueling. My bag's a bit heavier today. I took some more stuff on, so my porter's got a lighter load. He's a machine, and he's 56, so 2 years older than me. All right, well, let's hit the trail. 5 minutes out of the gate, and I'm already dying. The altitude's killing me. Apparently there's also a medical clinic in Ding Boucher, so I think I'm gonna try and pick up some antibiotics. It's been almost 3 weeks of me hacking my guts out. It's not bad during the day, but up all night, coughing away, just to be sure I don't have some bacterial infection. For now, I think I'm gonna hike along this awesome river gorge. Luckily in the sun it warms up pretty quick, so I'm already a bit comfortable. My hands are cold, but otherwise it's pretty nice. Suspicions confirmed about the temperature as ice, which I don't want to slip on and end up down there. This is what I have right now, flat and going down a bit. I hate losing elevation. So Pang Bache is just under 4,000 meters and Ding Bache is 4,400 meters. So that's about that 500 meter elevation difference. I'll be climbing today around 500 meters. The flats are no problem, but on any incline, it's gonna be a struggle. As soon as you start up, the legs are burning. There's no energy to push. You think at normal altitude, you climb, it's no problem. You're in good shape, you take your steps, and then you go to push, and as soon as you exert yourself, you're doubled over, gasping for breath. I was trying to tie my shoe, and I could barely breathe. Dawa caught up to me in no time. Yeah, I left. I don't know how long he left after me, but he raced up here and caught up with me. I filled up with local water and trying the purification tablets. So we'll see if I'm retching my guts out later. I know they definitely don't work. It's 9 o'clock. I've got just over 2 kilometers left. And as usual, a descent to a river for another steep ascent. 200 meters up in the next 2 kilometers. I think a big whack of it gets knocked off right at the beginning. At least I've got these spectacular mountains to keep me company. And there he goes, the steepness and the altitude are shikik and me, and Dawa is flying along. There it is, Ding Boucher. And it's just before 10, so it took me just over 2 hours. I will find a place to stay. And I'll see about doing that acclimatization hike. First stop though is the clinic, get some antibiotics, make me superhuman. This is a news. He is a documentary filmmaker and he is trying to promote Everest. He says a lot of people don't know that Everest is the biggest mountain in the world and in Nepal. I say different. I say most people know that. But he's going to interview me and I'm going to help him promote this whole route and let people know how the biggest mountain in the world needs more tourism.
First of all, you are welcome to Nepal.
Thank you. Now I've been in Nepal for 5 days. Well, I always thought about because they have the biggest mountains.
Yeah.
And it's such a magical place.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to come here to trek.
Yeah.
This is the view from my room in Dingboche. This is my little room. No power, no heat. Gonna be very cold tonight, but it's comfortable during the day. And now I'm just gonna relax for a little bit, get something to eat, and then decide what kind of a hike I do to climb up. Climb they normally talk about is 2 kilometers and 700 meters. So that's a pretty straight up hike. I think I'll die. But I might climb up just a few hundred meters just to do the acclimatization. Alright, well, woke up to another beautiful morning after the snowy flurry last night. And I forgot to sign off again because I was so tired. I just passed out at like 4 o'clock and hacking my guts out, but I'm on day 2 of my antibiotics. Hopefully it does something. I coughed less last night, and we'll see how I fare today. Heading up to La Bouche, 4,900 meters, so I'm gonna be struggling. We're above where all the smog is, and a bit clearer here, but you can just see how bad it is. You can't see down the valley at all because of the smog. 7 o'clock, so hopefully I'll be in La Bouche by 11ish. My goal is 2 kilometers an hour, but on some of the steeper sections, you're definitely not getting that.
Like this place,
Yeah.
go to the Tola Pass point.
Ah, okay.
Tola Pass. Tabouge,
Tabouge,
Tolate,
Balate.
Lobouge Peak.
Pretty awesome. I'm only 12 kilometers from Gorak Shep, which is the last stop, and then you do a short couple of kilometers hike to the base camp. With the altitude being almost 1,000 meters difference, it makes it super tough. You'd think, 12 kilometers, knock that off, no problem. So we'll see how I feel when I get to La Bouche, if I want to make that last 4 kilometers. The way I've been feeling every time I show up to one town after just doing 6 to 8 kilometers, not holding out high hopes. I've never had to take so many breaks hiking. Normally I try and push through and not take any breaks. Here, anytime you go up any incline, after like 5 minutes, you have to stop, catch your breath, and keep going again. This is actually the freshest air I've smelt so far on this trip. No smog up here, no dusty yak poo smell, even though there's lots of yak poo around, probably because it's all frozen. Really smell a real difference in the air, and it's nice. That's it for trees. We're well above the tree line. Made it halfway in just under 2 hours, but it's been relatively flat. We got a 400 odd meter climb to do in under 4 kilometers, so that is not going to be fun. This is so hard. All I want to do is push, just push for a little bit, but I can't. Legs have nothing. Anytime I give even a little bit of exertion, I'm doubled over, gasping for breath. Right now I've got to make my way up to that ridge line. This is the base camp for Le Boucher Peak, and those guys will stay there and climb up there. We're under 2 kilometers from Le Boucher, and the wind is kicked up, and As you can see, I've got way more clothes on than normal. It is quite chilly. Looks like weather is moving in. Left at 7, it's 11, so 2 kilometers an hour, even with the steep, grueling, and no oxygen. The fact that I can't breathe, and I still could do it. That's alright, I'm happy if I can do 2 kilometers an hour. Wherever Tabla takes me, that's where we're staying. Okay, here's Le Boucher, really tiny. I'm staying in that orange place. It's windy and cold. As I keep saying, spectacular scenery. I might go inside, get something hot to eat or drink, then I'll probably pass out again. I've been going to bed at like 4 or 5 o'clock every day. I'm so tired. Tomorrow I've got just under 6K to get to Gorak Shep, and that's the base you set yourself up from, and then it's another 2 kilometers to actual base camp. And that will be the last stop for this section. We'll start heading back down, and hopefully, if the weather cooperates and my body cooperates, we'll attempt the Cholo Pass. Okay,
Yeah.
6 a.m. The crispest, clearest morning yet.
Of this Komala.
Komala
Komala Pass.
Okay, Komala Pass.
Oh,
We've got just under 5K to get to Gorsep. Dawa's having his easiest day. Not even carrying his own backpack, so it is absolutely frigid. Gonna make a early morning push. Didn't even have breakfast. Too early. I just want to get there and get it done. We'll be crossing 5,000 meters. So let's go. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's cold enough that my drinking tube is starting to freeze already. So base camp is just over there in that little valley. I'm waiting for the sun to hit me so I can warm up. It's so cold. Completely frozen. I can't get any water out of it. What a valley though. There's a tiny peak
yeah.
just behind, and that is Everest. You can see the cloud just moving across the top of it. Everything is frozen, so barely got my water bottle open. It was so cold. Finally the sun has hit us though, so right into the sun, but a little bit better view of Everest. Might be as good as it gets. Alright, just under 2 kilometers to get to base camp. The sun is shining. A few clouds are starting to pop up. It's just before 9, so we're making good time. Much toastier than it was this morning. Alright, let's finish this. There's base camp there. Still over a kilometer to go. Over 5,000 meters. Yeah, breathe. Every 4 steps on any incline is a rest. That's the Kumbi Ice Fall. Really the most dangerous part of the climb, they say. That is, except for being on top with bad weather blowing in and can't find your way down and you run out of oxygen. Mattresses to base camp. Somebody's going to be sleeping in comfort. And there's the best view of Everest right there. And there it is at base camp, 5,364 meters. Although, since I came from up there, I was actually higher. This is the end of the line for this part of it, and then we'll start heading back. Should be much easier getting out of here than it was getting here. We left at 6-ish. It's 10:30 now. It's going to take a long time to get back to Le Boucher. Maybe not the 4 hours, but it's going to be early afternoon, and I could be quite beat. Timing could have been any better. We got there at pure sun, and 10 minutes later, the clouds are starting It's good to leave early. So what you see for the glacier, Dawa's first time here was 2003, and he said it was all covered in glacier. Even up here, climate change is taking effect. It's only 20 odd years that you've lost, you know, probably half this glacier here. I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
Got 5k left. I just paid about 18 bucks for some french fries and some tea. That's what you pay at 5,000 meters. Mostly downhill, so. But man, I'm being shit kicked. Well, as shitty as I'm feeling, I'm doing better than this guy. Although being carried down would be a nice luxury. I swear to God, this thing is uphill both ways. Can't get one steady downhill. You're always get a little downhill and then you're climbing again. This guy's the winner.
Big money.
118 kilograms. He's bringing a generator to base
Come
camp.
with it.
How much does he make?
14,000.
14,000. So he's basically making 140 bucks to drag this thing all the way to base camp. I gave him half of my power bar that was left. He needs it more than I do. Okay, it's 20 to 6. I'm in my tiny little freezing room. It is so cold. I've got 3 blankets, and I'm going to be fully clothed, crawling under the covers at just before 6 and probably just pass out. Got back, we left at 6 in the morning, got back at about 3ish, had a little bit of spaghetti for dinner, figured I should carb load, and it's snowing a little bit now, and so tomorrow should be a short journey to the next town, and that's where I'll start the climb for the Cholo Pass, another grueling ascent with a big descent to Goiko Lake. All right, I don't even know what I'm saying because I'm so tired. We'll see you guys in the morning.